So hi all, and pink. Okay, so hi all, and a warm welcome to all of you on the special day where we are conducting the boot camp, where we are sharing the information related to the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Fine. So let us wait for some people to join. Then we will start with today's session. While the meantime, I am just making my setup ready. Okay, so here. Uh, 1 second. Okay, so hi all, hi Abhishek, hi Apeksha, hi Ram. So I found most of the people are those who are actually attending the bootcamp every time. So 1 minute. So let me have the setup for today's session. And today we will be taking the basics of HTML, CSS, and we'll also have a project based on CSS. So it seems very good for all of you. So, okay. So while the meantime people are joining, can I have a quick update from which city you people are, so that I just also have to have an idea that from which part of the country people are joining more. So in case if you would like to share the name of the city, only the name of the city I just want to know, so that will be fruitful for me. So only the name of the city, not state, na? Let us see. Okay, Pune. वेरी गुड नवी मुंबई फूड ऑफ मूड्स अरे भाई ये क्या है फूड ऑफ मूड्स क्या नाम है आपका बेंगलुरु यस आई गॉट इट नोएडा ओके सो एक्सपेक्टिंग समवन फ्रॉम वेस्टर्न एंड सेंट्रल इंडिया साउथ इंडिया या हाय हाय रोहित या हाय अश्विन anywhere else only few people only very few people in fact okay okay fine so let us have a quick introduction of some rules. Okay, so you all will get the participation certificate by Sunday on your registered mail ID. But for this thing, you need to fill the attendance forms. So there will be a total of two attendance form. Two. First will be sharing around 4:35 p.m. and the second one will be around 6:30 or 7. So there will be total of two attendance form and you need to fill both the attendance form for you to get the participation certificate. The participation certificate will be sent on your registered mail ID which you entered during the filling of the attendance form. That attendance form contains the mail ID. If you write the correct mail ID, you will get the certificate. Okay. And yeah, hi Naini, hi Nityam from Bhopal. Very good, Jain Saab. Bhopal, very good, very good. So I'm just still want to know food of moods. नवीन भाई, अरे आपका नाम बता दो. फूड ऑफ मूड्स मेरे को नाम जानना चाह रहा हूँ मैं आपका. And okay, 14 people have come here by now. 1 second. Okay, so quickly. So this is the rule. So we'll repeat once again for all the new people who have joined. Two attendance form will be shared. You need to fill both attendance form. First attendance form will be shared around 4:35. Second around 6:37. Okay. Second thing. Second thing. The certificate will be sent on your registered mail ID by Sunday, end of the day. Okay. In case you have your LinkedIn profile, please mention your LinkedIn profile there because you will get a lot of privilege if you share your LinkedIn profile. Okay. So this is what about the session. Oh, okay, madam. Okay, Sakshi. Okay, fine. I got it. Okay. चलो चालू करते हैं. अच्छा. I just want to have a feedback from you people also. The session you want in complete Hindi, complete English or Hindi English both. So I prefer Hindi English both. Let us have a quick round of applause from other people also. While the meantime, let me have the English. Or very good, yeah, very good. Bhaiyo, both is good because in order to make the session attentive, interactive, दोनों चीजें सही है. But what I personally prefer, because you people have joined because you are looking your career in web development or as a front end engineer. So for you, English is mandatory. English is a must. If you don't know English, if you are weak in English, please make it strong. Please make it a habit because when you are in live environment or when you are dealing with your clients, when you are into meetings, when you are into discussions of your designing, only and only one language will be used, which is English. Because English is a language which is present globally, which is present globally. Okay. It is not present in India. It is not present in the UK. Russians, Ukrainians, Chinese, everybody knows English. So English is a common language which everybody know. So you need to have a good hand on English. Fine. बाकी अपन तो ठीक है, लोकल है, दोनों में बात करेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. चलो चालू करते हैं. लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ HTML. Okay. So okay. So अभी एक मिनट भाई. I'm comfortable with both. Yes, I know everybody is comfortable with both. Yeah. Only the people from South have a little bit constraint, but even they also know what is English, what is Hindi. So that is good for them also. Okay, so let us start with today's session. So what we are going to take today. So today I am taking the basics of HTML, the basics of CSS, and a project based on CSS. Okay, so this is what the setup which I will be taking care. Now after that, my boss will take over this session, and from there they will start with CSS. They will start with JavaScript. Okay, and from there the session will end. Fine. So this is all about the scenario. What is going to happen here? Now let us start with HTML. So what is a HTML? JavaScript. अरे होगा JavaScript भी भाई, मेरे बाद JavaScript होगा. मैं लूंगा HTML CSS, मेरे बाद जो मेरे सर हैं वो लेंगे JavaScript. तो आपने अगर मैसेज पढ़ा होगा, जिस मैसेज को आपने 1 मिनट यार आपको पढ़ के बताऊं. HTML basics, CSS basics, JavaScript basics, CSS project, and JavaScript project. So that is the entire schedule for this thing. Okay. बेसिक्स तो तीनों के हैं, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. ठीक है. CSS का प्रोजेक्ट है और JavaScript का प्रोजेक्ट है. So this is how things goes like that. Okay. Project will be based on what we have learned, but also it contains some flex part also, so that you need to see how things are going like that. चलो शुरू करते हैं. Okay, so in web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, these 4 things you need to have a complete hands-on is mandatory. So for this thing, let us check out what are the essential things in, because HTML, if you want to do HTML is a topic which requires at least 3 to 4 months. But there are only few things which are frequently used in HTML. So we will take care of those things first, and after that we will jump into the CSS. Okay. So we are covering the almost HTML, which is almost required for you to know, because there are 2 things in life. Okay. First thing, you need to have an idea of the things what you need to do. Second thing is you need to take the reference. So the reference you people will be taking care from the Google, because it is not possible for any mind to keep the things or to keep all the things in their mind. So that is what it goes like that. Okay. So what is HTML? So HTML is basically a hypertext markup language. Abhi, what is a markup language? So markup language is a language which has a start tag, which has an end tag, and which has a content in between. So it is not a programming language. Okay. HTML is not a programming language. Okay. Now, for you to have the HTML, because we are writing the HTML code in a light code editor, and for this light code editor we are using VS Code. VS Code is a light code editor which we are using. There are so many light code editors present. Okay, so let us check out them also. So there are Sublime, there are Notepad++, there are Vim, MX. So these are the light code editors, but the most commonly used is the VS Code. Okay, so that is how it goes like that. Now after this thing, if you see here, after this thing, okay, so VS Code is a light code editor which we are going to follow. Now after this thing, let us know how we need to install the VS Code. So for this particular thing, we are actually using the Google Chrome, from where we will be downloading the VS Code. Okay, so that is how it goes like that. Now, after this thing, uh, depending upon your system configuration, okay, depending upon the system config, as my system is Mac, so as my system is Mac, so by default it is showing me that you need to select it. But if you see, here, based on your system configuration, you can download it and install it. So it will minorly take hardly a minute for you to download. It might ask for a restart, so please go for the restart. That will again a beneficial thing for you. Now after this thing, after request teach depth. Teach depth, for teach depth, we are having our regular free YouTube sessions Monday to Friday, where we teach in depth, because we have only 4 hours, and 4 hours is not sufficient for you to teach in depth to HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So for this particular thing, I'm very sorry to you, because we are only covering the basics, because we have a time constraint. We also have to cover the projects also. So this time okay. And for depth, we are actually covering a 12 hours boot camp. Okay. A Saturday, once in a month, on Saturday, which starts from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., where we complete the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React in depth. In depth, बिल्कुल गहराई से. Okay, showing low quality, did not showing. भाई स्क्रीन क्वालिटी बिल्कुल सही है. आप अपने फोन की जो सेटिंग्स होती है उसको चेक करिए, वो 720p पे है कि नहीं है. प्लीज चेक योर स्क्रीन सेटिंग्स, video quality settings. It is set to 720p or not. Okay. It might be a possibility that your screen is on auto. So please change it to 720p. Let's be fine, because if you are facing such kind of problem, everybody will face this kind of a thing, but it is not with everyone. So I request you all to please, I request you, particular Ashwin, to please change your setting to 720p. Fine. Now let us go ahead. Now after this thing, if you see, when you download the VS Code, so what will happen? You will get a icon like this. So just simply click and your screen will go like that. So this is a VS Code, and here 1 minute, क्या हो गया भाई इसको? 1 minute, some technical problem I see with the VS Code. 1 minute. Seems VS Code is not working. 1 second. Hmm. 1 second. What is the problem? नेक्स्ट जेएस कब पढ़ाओगे मतलब? सर जी, नेक्स्ट जेएस आएगा. आपको मैं एक चीज बता देता हूँ. हमारी साइट है, यहाँ पे हमारा कैलेंडर है. ये कैलेंडर है हमारा. तो इफ एनीबडी वांट्स टू नो कब का क्या शेड्यूल है, जस्ट कम देयर एंड यू विल फाइंड इट. सो जेएस बिगिनर्स टू एडवांस्ड, अप्रैल का वीक सेकंड, मतलब ये अभी खत्म हुआ है. अभी सीएसएस चालू होगा, सीएसएस बिगिनर्स टू एडवांस and after that we have React.js, and after that we have React Native. So this is the schedule. So if anybody wants to know what is coming, okay, so you will have to have an idea. You can visit our site, and from there you will get the entire thing in detail, that from on which week what is coming. Okay. I hope, Dhruv, your query answers. Right. अच्छा, ध्रुव को मेरा नाम पता है यार. 1 minute यार, कुछ प्रॉब्लम है VS कोड में. देयर इज सम प्रॉब्लम इन द VS कोड. लेट मी सी 1 minute. Okay, so sorry. So VS Code is not opening, so that is why having a alternate path with the help of terminal, from where you can open VS Code. So there might be some technical problem which is going on, which might go on. So I can't say. Sir, number request ये सब आप पहले चेक कर लिया करो. टेम्पररी फाइल से वर्किंग अब. अरे मैडम, टाइम वेस्ट तो ठीक है, आपको भी तो एक चीज सीखने को मिली ना. आपको पता था टर्मिनल से कैसे खोलते हैं? एनीबडी नोस टर्मिनल से कैसे खोलते हैं? आप बताइए मुझे. आप बता देते कि मैडम सर टर्मिनल से ऐसे आप टर्मिनल से खोल सकते हैं. अभी फ्यूचर किसी को पता नहीं ना, सो दैट इज वाई. बट फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग वी हैव alternate path which we have used it. Okay, so thanks for offline classes हमारे होते हैं भोपाल में. Offline classes we conduct only in Bhopal city, MP, and nowhere else. So if you are interested, you can contact us. And I hope everybody is on our WhatsApp group. So if in case you are not associated with us in the WhatsApp group, you can reply in the WhatsApp in the comment section. Okay, 1 minute. Chalo. So VS Code install. We have installed the VS Code, and once you install the VS Code, you will get a screen kind of this thing. So after that, what you need to do, you just need to create a folder here. What I have created with the name of HTML, and you need to drag the folder in the VS Code. So here the problem will get solved. Now after this particular thing, you need to create a first file. The name of the first file will be index.html. Index.html is the first file what we have created. Now, after this thing, let us write our first code with the help of the tab and emit function. So this is sufficient. This particular thing which you see in front of your eyes is sufficient for you to install, for you to launch a website. So let us have the title change to HTML, Control S, and let us where it is a folder we have created. And here you see we have got a file with the extension as HTML index with the extension as HTML, and it is working fine here. So for this particular thing, we are referring the Chrome as our by default browser. Here in particular, here in my PC, what is happening currently? When will Hari Prasad sir will take us again? Hari Prasad sir, हरि प्रसाद सर मे बी शायद अगले महीने आई गेस और मे बी इन द boot camp in the 12 hours boot camp what when we will do it. So let us check out. Okay, so on 22nd, Hari Prasad will come. Okay, rest all is different. On 22nd, we have a 22nd we have a 12-hour boot camp where we are covering HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and projects from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So that is how the session goes like that. Okay, so that is the schedule. So you can refer the calendar which is mentioned on our website. That is how it goes like that. Now, after this thing, मैडम मार्केट तो ऐसा है कि ग्रो हो ही रहा है. आप कहीं भी चेक कर लीजिए. इफ यू फाइंड एनीवेयर यू विल गेट द जॉब्स. यू विल गेट द पीपल लुकिंग फॉर द फ्रंट एंड इंजीनियर जॉब्स is the top. People are looking for front end engineers, but those people who are actually a front end engineer, because actually means everybody knows, I know, but when you are actually asked to do a particular hands-on, or when you are giving a image and that you are being told to do this, to prepare this, you say, so that is not like that way. So for you to actually be a front end engineer, a one-stack developer, a full-stack developer, sorry, you need to have a complete hands-on on the projects, at least 3 to 4 projects on CSS, 3 to 4 projects on JavaScript, 2 to 3 projects on React. So that is how it goes like that. And also, and okay, and that project you need to be, I guess, shared on LinkedIn so that people should know what you are doing, what you have done till now, because you also have a place where you can show your project. So that is the place where you can put it. And also one more thing, if you have prepared any project, you should know every line by line that what this line do, what this line do, what this line. It's like that. It's not like that you have do the copy paste, so you will be out. Okay. So that is how it goes like that. Now after this thing, okay, so here, okay, so अभी okay Chrome को by default use कर रहे हैं, and 1 second, this is not Chrome. So this is the output. Now here you see the HTML what we have mentioned is coming here. Now after this thing, let us check out the headers. What are headers? So before moving to headers, let us have a quick information about HTML. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all these three languages are managed by W3 School. All these three are managed by W3 School, and W3 School is located in US. From there, they are managing the entire things. Not only this thing, in 1995, all these three languages, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, have come into production. From there, it goes like that. So for this particular thing, we have our, so HTML is the main building block of any website. So if you compare, if you link HTML with anything, so if you are preparing any house, so the entire structure which contains columns, beams, walls, roofs, contains of HTML. And after that, the designing, the painting, the flooring, the window, the doors, fans, lights, the decorative things comes under CSS. And the functionality, that who will come, who are authorized, who are not authorized, all these things comes under JavaScript. So that is how you can link all these three languages with that. Now after this thing, 1 minute. First okay, so I hope Navindu has answered the question. Okay. Now after this thing, let us check out some headers. So what are headers in HTML? So let us check out the first one, which is called as the header tag, which have the h1 as, let's say, right. H4, H5. These are the headers. So let me quickly do a refresh. Now, one thing to note here is H1 has the highest font compared to H6. So if you move from H1 to H6, the font size will keep on decreasing. No, after this header tag. So here, if you see, this H1 is the start tag, this H1 is the end tag, the content between the start tag and the end tag is the content. So that is how it goes like that. Okay. Now, let us check out the next tag, which is the paragraph tag. So in this paragraph tag, we have a paragraph kind of a thing. So let us check out. This is a lorem. Lorem is nothing but a dummy content. So instantly, if you want something to write here, you can use lorem. So lorem is a very old thing. So it actually results instantly what currently you are looking. So if you are looking for some kind of a thing where it contains some at least 50, 100 words, so you can use a lorem. It immediately shows the output of some content which have around 100, 200 words for you to easily check how the output is coming. So this lorem is basically coming to existence in around 1850s or 1800s, because when the evolution of printing press happened, in order to check the quality of the ink, the quality of the font, what they do, they instantly use this gummy content and get this check. Okay, so that is how it goes like that. Now after this thing, one second, we are going if okay, sorry. So okay, so that from there the evolution of this lorem dummy content happened. Now after this thing, now after this thing, after the paragraph tag, we have the next tag which is called as the anchor tag. So this anchor tag, this cartoon A, and for this anchor tag, we actually need to use a reference. So this is called as how it goes. For this particular thing, we use some reference. So let us have the unsplash. Okay, so what is happening? As soon as I click on the content, this is the content. What happened? I immediately redirected to a new page. That is how it goes like that. Now, one very important. Every time it's not possible for anyone to do the refresh kind of a thing which I'm doing. For this particular thing, there is a solution available. The solution says that you need to install a extension with the name as live server. The owner of this extension is Ritvik Day. So please keep in mind while installing this. Once you install it, so as I already have installed it, so it is showing me uninstall. So no need to do again. So once you install it, just simply make it open with live server. Now what happened? Everything is in alignment. So as soon as I do any changes here in the HTML, it will automatically gets reflected in the VS Code. So that is how it goes like that. So that is the beauty of VS Code. Okay. Now after this thing, let us check out the new thing here, which is the okay. So currently in Anchor Tag, what is happening? As soon as I click on the link, my current tab gets closed. So for this particular thing, for this particular problem, we are using a thing which is called as target. Target equals to underscore blank. Now see what happened. Now what happened? Now what will happen? As soon as I click on the unsplash, my current tab. One minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Oh, sorry. So for this particular thing, I need to switch to Google Chrome. Because in Chrome, we can easily see the text. Oh, one second, 1 second. 1 minute. Some problem is coming. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Now it's set. Okay. So what we will do here, so just see. So if I click on unspace.com, what will happen? My current tab, okay, my current tab will remains open and I will be redirected to a new tab. See, my current tab is open and I will be redirected to a new tab, keeping my current tab open. So that is how it is happening. It is happening with the help because we are checking the target equals to underscore blank here. Okay. So attendance form 1 has been shared in the live chat for all of you. I request you all to please fill right here, right now. The attendance form has been shared. Let us hold the session for a minute for you people to fill it. So please fill the attendance form. Attendance one form has been shared in the live YouTube chat. Please fill it. So guys, please fill the attendance form. It's there in the live YouTube chat. So those who have filled, please comment in the comment section filled so that we found that no issues are coming in filling the attendance form. So if someone has filled it, please reply in the comment section that I filled it. It's a very simple attendance form. So once you have filled it, please reply in the comment section that I filled it so that I can go further. Did someone fill it? भाई किसी ने अटेंडेंस फॉर्म फिल कर दिया है? कंफर्म करिए प्लीज. That someone fill it? Okay, great. So now, what mail ID you have entered in the attendance form? On that mail ID, you will get the certificate. So please check that you have mentioned the mail ID correctly. And also, if you are a working professional, please don't mention your official mail ID because it will not allow us to send the mail on that particular IDs. It will get blocked. Okay, done. Okay, done. Okay, sure. Okay, so this is nothing but the anchor tag. Now, after this paragraph tag and anchor tag and header tag, we will see the next tag in HTML, which is called as the list tag. Now, what is this list tag? List tag. So let us check out with an example as how this list tag will work. So a list tag will always be used with a combination of unordered list and ordered list. So we use QL and OL. In between, we use a list tag. So this is how we use like tag. Now see the output. So here in the unordered list, we have this bullet kind of a thing, and in the ordered list, we have the number kind of a thing. So that is how it goes like that. Fine. So that is the difference between an ordered मतलब क्या हुआ sequence में 1 2 3 4 5 6. Unordered means sequence नहीं है but sequence नहीं. So that is how it goes like that. So if you see this particular kind of a thing here, so let us check out. Let us have some more LS. So we have Li into 6. So we have 6 Li. Similarly, we have, okay, so let us check out this red. We This is the thing. Okay, now see how it goes like it. So this is the difference between ordered list and unordered list. Fine. Now, after this thing, after this ordered list and unordered list, we see the next thing here. Okay, inline and block level elements. So what are inline and what are block level elements? So inline Inline means in the same line, means they does not start on a new line. Okay. So abhi words ka meaning, try to get the meaning of the words from their natural meaning also. So inline. Inline means in the same line. Means it starts with the same line. It does not start with a new line. Block level. Block level which means it starts on the new line and takes the full width. Okay. So examples of inline, examples of block. So block level का example हो गए div, image, list, UL, and examples of inline are anchor tags, span. All these are the examples of this thing. 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay. So, okay, Owner sir, I have a doubt for that forms. Can I ask now forms? अरे फॉर्म सिंपल है यार. फॉर्म में क्या पूछना है पूछिए. Please ask. What you want to ask in forms? So do you asked? Okay. So you do one thing. You please put your query in the comment box. I will check after some time. Okay. So here 1 minute. So here what we will do. Okay, inline block level हो गया अभी इसमें. Right. Okay, so there are one tag which is not being used a lot these days in HTML, which is called as a table text. But yes, if we are learning something, we just have to have a knowledge of that particular thing also. So let us create a table tag. Okay, टेबल. So टेबल क्या होता है भाई? एक्सेल में जो अपना टेबल क्रिएट करते हैं अपन, वैसा ही अपन with the similarly we can create the table with the help of HTML here. So what we do here? So let us create a table tag. Okay. So table tag helps to create the, we have the table, and this we have the next thing mentioned, the table head. We have the table head, and in the table head we have the table row, and the table row we again have the header. In this particular thing we have the name, age, you have the headers here, name, age, and email. After this particular thing, we closed this tr, and after that what we again close the t head also, and after that what we write, we have the t body. Okay, we have the t, and in this t body we have the tr table row, and I have the table data. We have awesome. So here it comes. So 1 second, tb age is 52, tb m at the rate. So that is how it goes. Let's say, so if we have multiple rows, so we can have this particular thing like that. So it is very simple. So I already worked. Okay, Ashwin ji पूछ रहे हैं. I already worked non-IT from last 3 years. Now I learning from institute like student, and what I mentioned is you don't mention a non-IT or in student. You mention what you are currently. So you are learning web development. You mention learning web development. Why you are mentioning a student in non-IT? There is nothing to do. What matters is your skill. बाकी किसी को कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Simple. What matters is your skill. What matters is your knowledge. Rest is all useless. Okay. मार्क्यू टैग. मार्क्यू टैग कौन सा था भाई? मार्क्यू MARQ. मार्क्यू टैग. अच्छा चलो. Let us check out this marquee tag. So as I've told you in the start of the session that for a human brain, it is not possible to keep each and everything in your mind. First thing is you to have a knowledge. Second thing is you need to take the reference. So let us take the reference first. So we have MARQUE tag in HTML. marquee tag in HTML. So we have the Bible, W3 school. So here it goes like that. So a marquee tag is a container tag of HTML is implemented for creating crawl table text. So that is how it goes like that. Huh. So this is the reason why I'm telling that you need to refer W3 school because W3 school is the Bible and from there only you can get each and everything like this. So here, so this is an example of marketing. Let us copy it and here let us check out how it goes in our thing. See, very good, yeah, very nice. So thanks यार, thanks अभिषेक. अभी हमें भी अभी समझ में आया कैसे काम करता है. तो डायरेक्शन अप, so let us use the direction डाउन भी होगा इसमें 100%. वेरी गुड यार, वेरी गुड. और कौन कौन से डायरेक्शन इसमें. ओके, वेरी गुड है, वेरी गुड. 1 minute. Okay, so this is the marquee tag. So this is a very good thing. Otherwise, I think that student, अरे अश्विन जी, don't take it like that. It's up to your wish. यार. What I personally feel is there is no point in mentioning student or non-anti-productive here. Okay, so that's up to you. So this is a marquee tag. Then you can have the direction. You can have the content based on the direction. So we have the scroll left to right, scroll right to left. Very good thing. Oh, very good, very good. So that's why I told you there are n number of things for you to learn in HTML. But what is important? You at least need to have this particular kind of a thing. So it is 1 second. Okay. So okay. So after this table tag, let us check out the next thing which is called as the form tag. And this form tag is a very important tag in HTML because this form tag is being used a lot, and a lot. Fine. So let us start with the form tag. For a form tag, we need to have a form. And after that, what we do, we will write a label and a input. Label for, let's say, name. So label for, let's say, name. Okay, so let us have a next thing which is called BR. BR is used for break row. The label. And after the label, we have the thing which is called as the input. Input. So we have the input type as text. So name only have the input type as text. So that is how it goes like that. Okay. Now after this thing, what we see here, We again have the next label, and this label will be for, let's say, age, and input type here. The input type will be a number. The name will be age. Okay. Now, here you see things are coming in a line pattern. So if I want to have this thing in a block pattern, that is how it goes like. So as I've told you, div is a block level element. So it put the things in a block pattern, means one below the another. So that is the importance. That is the beauty of div. Okay. Now after this thing, let us use some more type of, let us check out some more type of forms. Okay. So what we do, we have the next kind of a form. We have let us say a label for message, and label for message we have text area, and for text area we have the name as message. So we don't want this particular column and this particular row. So it is like that. Now after this message tag, we have the next tag in the form where we are creating a label for color. So for this particular thing, we use a select, and the select name is for color. And this select we have the option value red. This particular kind of way coming like this. So we have this. That is the beauty of form. So with the help of this form tags, you can create as much as design of form what you are looking for. So that is the beauty of form. Okay. 1 minute. Now, after this thing, let us check out a new kind of a form where we have multiple options to select, or we have any one option to select. For multiple option, we use the checkbox. So let us check out how we are going to do it. So we have label for, let's say, uh, oh, what are the things in a car? So what are the things in a car? We have the input type, checkbox, and input type checkbox, and the name we have for part one. Again, we need to have a label for the first thing. Let us say doors. So what we do here, this particular thing, put it in a div. So those second one again, you have the input type, box, uh, part two, label. Those we have the bonnet. Again, we use a label for label. No. We need to have the input type part three, label for. The next thing we have the fender. These are the things. Either you have all the things in your car, so you can select all, or you can select any two, or you can select any one. So that is the importance of checkbox. But when it comes to a radio box, so in the radio box, what will happen? You can select any of the one. So for this thing particularly, this thing what we do, we have a, a label for gender, the input radio for gender, and again the label for male. Again we want input type radio, gender, label, female. So now you can select any of the one. So this is the importance of the tag, which is called as the input and label combination, which we are doing in the form tag. So that is how it goes like that. And after this thing, we have the next thing, which is called as the button tag. So we have a button tag. So we have the button as send. We have the button as send. So everything what you fill in the form, just press the button. Now after this thing, the last thing in the HTML tag is the image tag. So in this image tag, what you see here is the image. Image matlab image. So what you do, let us come up with an image. Let us download an image first. So, so the importance of this Unsplash is you can have any image, but you have the free images also. So and the those free images you have in different shapes and size. So you can have here. So we are just looking for a small size. So it get downloaded very easily. So in folder, and what we do here, we just do a trick. HTML will create a new folder, IMAGES, and just okay. So this is how it goes like that. Now here we also have the image added. Oh, error loading. और क्या हो गया भाई? One second. Okay, so it is not showing here. Okay, let us check out a new one. Don't know, there is some problem going on with the VS Code, or that is why it is not coming. Let me rename it. Mhm, mhm, mhm. There is some problem going on with the VS Codes. It seems like that. So it is not a big task. So what you need to do? You just need to have an image tag here, and you need to link the path. Save it. Image will come. Oh, it is coming here. It is coming. I am worried. So it comes here. See, very big image. So it is coming like that. Okay. Now with the help of CSS, we will be able to style it. We will be able to make it small. We can fix this image very beautifully. Okay. Yeah. Hello. 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 Okay. Hello, Janvi. Okay. Now after this thing, uh, let us check out what is this alt here. So if suppose due to any reason my image does not load here, what will happen? See, this you will get a ice kind of a thing. So what this ice will show you? So it will tell you that here we have linked a image. We have linked a image which have alt ice inbuilt it, because websites not contain a single image. It contains so many images: small, medium, large, extra large. So in a real scenario, when you are using this particular kind of thing, what you need to do is always put alt. So this alt will help you to identify that which image is not loaded and what particular kind of problem is coming while while loading the image. So here comes to an end of HTML. Now let us have a break of 2 minutes, and then we will start with CSS. So 2 minutes break. Okay. So let us start with CSS now. So what is CSS? CSS is basically the building block what we have created in HTML. CSS helps to make all these things beautiful, attractive, decorative. Okay. So it is again a very important thing because literally one thing, you can create a website with the help of HTML. You can create a website with the help of HTML and CSS. You can create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, all these things. If you remember, in 1995, when internet have just started, the websites contains only, I guess, image tags and hyperlinks. So if you see a Yahoo page, at that particular kind of, at that particular instance, it contains only images and hyperlinks, nothing. So that is how it goes like that. Now, after this particular thing, let us quickly switch to CSS because we have also a project which we need to build in CSS also. Okay. So for this particular thing, let me have a 1 second file window. 1 second. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute, just having making the setup. Can you scale HTML without CSS? No. Without CSS, you cannot scale HTML. Or even though you can do some R&D, but the proper scaling will not happen. Okay, so what I will do here, let me create a new folder. So we have index.html, and again, what we do, we use the same thing, emmet CSS, open this with कहाँ गया live server, आ जाओ. Okay, and again we always prefer Chrome as your by default browser because it supports so many things which you can't even know. Okay, so what is CSS? CSS is basically cascading style sheet, okay, which is used to decorate your website. Okay, so that is CSS. CSS, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all these three languages are managed by W3 School, and also 1995 CSS coming to existence. In 2015, a major upgrade has happened where CSS Grid and CSS Flexbox come into existence for the motto to make the responsiveness, to make the web page responsiveness. So that is how it goes like that. Okay, now after this thing, let us have the CSS. For the CSS, so there are three ways in which we can add CSS. Okay, first one is inline, second one is internal, third one is external. So these are the three ways in which we can add CSS. So let us apply, let us check out how. So we use the header tag. These are the three ways in which we can add CSS: inline, internal, and external. Okay. Abhi, try to get the meaning. Try to get the meaning of the word from their natural meaning also. Inline. What is inline? Inline means in the same line. In the same line means इसी लाइन में हम HTML में CSS ऐड कर देंगे. So what we do? We apply directly we apply CSS directly to the HTML element. So here H1 is the HTML element. So with the help of the style tag, background color, we picked up the aqua color as a background and we apply directly here to the HTML tag. So that is how it goes like that. Now check out for the H2. H2 is internal. Internal means we apply CSS directly to the HTML file. So this is HTML file. So again, with the help of the style tag, what we do for the H2, we apply the same background color property using the color double F double O double A. It goes like that. Now after this thing, let us check out the next form, which is the external. So external. अभी external मतलब भैया कहीं बाहर से. External means externally we apply CSS. So for this particular kind of a thing, what we do, we need to create a external file. So we have style.css. And in this style.css, we apply for H3 a background color property in the form of RGB with the value, let's say, okay, it is not looking perfect. So we have the value, we put manual values. But for this particular thing, we need to link it. So we use a link tag and here it goes. So we use a link tag which links both the files. Okay. So it goes like that. And after that, what we see, we have external CSS and and in this external CSS, we have a background color. Now, one thing I just want to tell you, which if you have noticed here, that in all the three ways of adding CSS, what I did, I have only added a background color property. Okay. But only this background color property, if you have noticed here, okay. First one contains simply the name of the colors, aqua. Second one is somewhat a kind of a hash pattern which contains double F double O double A. So double F represents the red color, double O represents the green color, and double A represents the black color. So here it goes like that. And the third way I have added in the form of RGB. So purely RGB pattern. So red, green, and blue. So it goes like it. So you can prepare any color using a combination of RGB. So now let us refer some pages here. So we have the HTML color codes and we have the HTML color picker. So as I've told you, there are around 140 color names. So these are the 140 color names which you can simply type it. So these are the 140 color names which you can simply type it. To generate automatic CSS, you can, I can't say you can generate automatic CSS, but yes, you can refer somewhat Bootstrap because Bootstrap have some ideal set of classes. So if you write those classes, what will happen? Automatically, the set of styles will get applied to the HTML elements or tags. Okay. but again the requirement met. So that is how it goes like that. So when you have to prepare an ideal web page, which you can create with the oh 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. 1 minute. One minute. Technical problem. Okay. So okay, 1 minute. Okay. So if you want to create a website for some uh, okay. So should you practice this right now or after the video? That it depends on your ease, if you're comfortable. Or I suggest you to practice after video because it is not particularly possible for you to do it right here, right now. So the recording of the video is available in the YouTube. You can refer as when you want. Okay. So here, if you see, there are around 140 color names, 140, which is mentioned here in front of your screen. We have just their codes. After that, we have the HTML color picker. So in this HTML color picker, just select anything, any color. You can have the HSL code, you can have the RGB code, and you have the hexadecimal code. Now, what is this HSL? HSL, H stands for hue. Hue contains the colors. Hue contains the hue contains the colors. S S कहाँ गया भाई? S for saturation. Saturation contains the sharpness. L is for lightness. So that is how it goes through. And in the RGB, as I have told you, you can prepare any color with the help of RGB. So what you do? See. So for 0, it is black. For 255, it is white. RGB होता है रेड, ग्रीन एंड ब्लू। ये देखिए सामने आपके लिखा हुआ है RGB। ठीक है, तो यहाँ से कोड को कॉपी करिए, पेस्ट कर दीजिए, कलर आ जाएगा। So that is how it goes like that. Okay, and now after this thing, let us check out. Let us have some para, and in this para, what we will do? We will just style the paragraph. Okay, so this is the paragraph. Okay, let me have another some a big one. Now, what is happening here currently? What is happening here currently? What is happening here currently? That we have a paragraph and we are looking to style it. So we have a paragraph. 1 minute. Mhm. just 20px, and we have background uh, line height property of, let's say, npx 2030. And after line height, we have a property of text transform to uppercase, text decoration to underline, and what else we can have? So we can have letter spacing of, let's say, 1.5 pm, word spacing of, let's say, 0.9 rem. Okay, and we'll have a font family of. So let us discuss all these basic properties one by one. Okay. So first one is the font size. So font size. What is font size? You all know font size. अभी मुझे बताने की जरूरत नहीं है because I guess you all are using a Android device. You all worked on Excel, workbook, Office. So you all know what is font size. Okay. Now, after this font size, we have a line height. Line height means spaces between the lines. So the spaces between the lines is the line height. After that, we have text transform. Text transform means everything you can transform it to uppercase. So everything is in uppercase, means capital letters. After text transform, we have the next thing which is called as the text decoration. So the text decoration is underline, means everything we have right underline kind of a patterns. After that, we have a letter spacing. Letter spacing means spacing between the letters. Here, the word spacing means spacing between the words. And we have the font family. So, font family means what kind of font we are looking for. So, here we have a minimum of 3 fonts where Arial is the primary font, Helvetica and Sans Serif are the secondary font. So, that is how you can correlate the primary font and the secondary font. Okay. Now, after this primary and the secondary font, another type of a font which is being used a lot these days, which is called as the Google font. So let us experience these Google fonts also. So we have Google fonts. So let us check out the first one, which is a Roboto, and we have this one. We will import it. Here, what we do now, see. So let me make it a perfect pair. So that is how it goes like that. So with the help of Google font, your content looks very beautiful. Now after Google font, let us have the next thing here, which is okay. So let us create another paragraph. So we have another paragraph with the content as again lorem. No, no, no. Okay. So what is happening here? What is happening here? The set of styles, what we have written for the first one automatically gets replicated to the second one also. That is what it is happening. So in order to overcome from this particular kind of problem, what we do, we have classes and IDs. Okay. So let us target classes. So we have a class name as top, ID bottom. Okay. Now, what are classes and what are IDs? So, classes and IDs both are used to target the HTML elements. Okay. Dot is used to highlight the class, and hash is used to highlight the ID. Okay. And after this thing, same class can be used multiple times. ID can only be used one time. Okay. So that is how it goes like. Now, practically how we are going to implement it. So P dot now what is happening? This particular set of style gets applied to the first one. Okay, so that is how it goes like that. Now for the second one, what we do, we use the P hash bottom. We'll use a font size of let's say 10 px. 10 px again very small, let's say 30 px. So that is how it goes like this. After this thing, let us quickly see the next thing here, which is called as box model. So a box model, what is a box model? A box model again is a kind of a thing which comes inside a box. So a box model contains of four things. Okay. The first one inside the box model is the content. So after content, we have the next thing is called as the padding. After padding, we have border, and after border, we have margin. So let us see with the help of inspect. See, this is the box model. So content, padding, border, margin. So the sequence is like that. Now let us check out this one by one. So we have the first one is the contents. After content, we have padding. Padding of let's say 20 px. After padding, we have a border of let's say 5 px. After border, we have a margin of let's say 20 px. With border 5 px तो ठीक है, but solid होना चाहिए और black होना चाहिए. So the border is complete with this kind of a thing. Now we have a property also. Okay, so this is a box model. One step. Now here, if I have written padding, so padding means padding top, padding right, padding bottom, and padding left. So it applies on all the four sides. If I have written border, 5 px solid. So again, it applies on all the four sides. If I return margin, margin again applies on all the four sides. So that is how it goes like that, or you can say like that. Okay. Now after this particular thing, let us have a project based on CSS. So for this thing, let me have a 1 second. One minute. Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, so what I do first here, let me download a project from Frontend Mentor. Okay, so for this thing, arrow and TEMBMN. So we will pick up okay, so we have scorecard feature section. So this project we are going to do it. So we have the starter files to download, and this is the files is come as downloaded here. Now 1 minute. 'Cause we need to see what all things they have given. 1 minute, but before doing this, let me have 1 minute. Let me have to have a setup first. Okay, so for the setup kind of a thing, this is how it goes like that. And so close it. Now, sorry. Let us quickly have a view on the design. So in this design kind of a thing, if you see how to implement media types in CSS. Media types, media. So in this project, we will implement the media queries also. Media queries is again based on the size of the project, based on the size of the screen size, based on the dimensions, you can create the media queries. It is basically used for mobile devices. इस अरे भाई लिमिटेशन क्या है? कोई लिमिटेशन नहीं है भाई, जितना करना है करो, जितना कर सकते हो उतना करो. It is basically you have to have an idea and you need to implement on it. So currently in life scenario, what is happening means the client actually sits with the UI UX designer. They design it and they will give it to the front end engineer. The front end engineer then needs to use your mind and then they needs to prepare it. So that is how it goes like that. Fine. Now this particular thing we are going to create with the help of 1 second, with the help of CSS and HTML. So this is a header paragraph, 4 sections, and H3, 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 paragraph, image, a border in the top, and all these 4 boxes have same kind of a colors and also same dimensions. So the background color is different, if you compare this with the color of the box. And also these are the edges are the curved ones. So you need to have this, you need to remember this particular thing also. And the color of the para is same here. So all these things you need to monitor before jumping into any project. And okay, so that is what they have given. Now let us check out what they have asked. They have given the style guide. So style guide is the thing which contains all the things what they have given, what they have asked to use it. Okay. Right. Yeah. Sir. Okay. So, hmm. So let us let us check out. So these are the tops, four border tops what they have given. So these are the four border tops. After that, they have given these three colors. So it might be a background color and the font color. So let we will check out what where which color needs to be fit. And we have a standard font size of 16 px font family Poppins. They have asked to import with the three font. So that's all what they have given. Now in the style guide, blank index of HTML, all the contents which are being present here, they have asked to use that thing. Okay. Rest except this, they have given nothing. So that is how it goes like that. Now here, uh, 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 first quickly, let us design the HTML first, and then what we will do, we will quickly jump into the CSS. So this is the footer. Footer is not required. I'm not asking about media query. My question is how to implement images and how to implement images, videos, implement image and video. So videos, we have a tag which is called as the iframe in HTML, and images we have a tag which is called as the image img, which you can take help to implement the images and videos. So we'll keep this thing here for to take the reference, or we can have a secondary thing. It's not showing images, so no need to worry. Uh, okay, so we have the index.html, and in this we quickly use the link tag to style it, and after that what we do here, we just quickly have to have a header post which contains this reliable, efficient delivery powered by technology. So what we'll do, we have a header, and in this header we have a h1, and this h1 contains this particular thing. After this h1, we again needs to have a h1 which contains the second thing which is powered by technology, because both are same, both are using the same. And after that, we again have to have a para which contains the entire thing here. So this is the top what we have created. Now after this thing, what we do, we again have to have a container, and in this container we have to have a box and this class box is common for all the four boxes because it contains header, para, image, and all this header, para, image, and a border top. It contains four things, and all these four things are in a perfect alignment. Means all these four things are aligned beautifully centrally. Okay, so that is how it goes like that. Now, after this thing, what we do? Let us quickly have the structure of a H P uh, uh, H3, and we have para. No, 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 no. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Let us create the structure first. H3 para, and after para we have to have image. So this is the structure which we are going to replicate it. So uh, okay, so this what we do, we will make it Control C, Control V, Control V, and Control V. Now immediately put the content here. So this is for the, let us say, Control X. And one is left, which is a supervisor. So this is the structure. Let us go live and see. Okay. So now we need to link the images also. So the images also they have given. क्या हो गया भाई? Okay, so these are the four images. 1, 2, 3. Only three. Where's the fourth one? Team builder, supervisor, karma, and icon calculator. Second. Now it comes. Okay. So that is how the structure looks like. Now already we have linked it. Yes, we have linked it. So now the main part is to style the CSS. So what we are doing it, So we have the style nahi hai. So 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐴𝐬𝐷.css style.css, and here we will quickly add the styles here. So for the style part of a thing, we have asked to import the Poppins font. Uh, so for this Poppins font, I have already imported the Poppins font. So on the top, let us import it. Uh, 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 okay, and what we do for the body tag, we have the font family as Poppins. So you can see how beautifully the structure changed like that. Now after that, what we do, we use a star and we'll use box sizing. Border box. After this box sizing border box, what we do, we will target the header. In the header, we have a margin of let's say PPX and auto, and for a max width of let's say 500 px, and also PSC text align center, so that it comes in this perfect center, because if you have noticed, this thing is a perfect center. Now after this thing, we need to have for the H1, because both these H1s are using a different pattern. So we use a font weight of let's say 300, and after that we have a margin of let's say 0, and here you see both the H1s, both the H1s are using both are H1s. 1 second. Mm, 1 minute, some technical problem. 1 minute, 1 minute, some technical problem is there. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. So uh, we have one weight of 300, but for the second one, the second header, we use the nth child concept and we will spell it. So we have the H1 nth child to font weight of let's say 600. So now you can easily judge. Okay. And after that, what we do, we will target the paragraph. So we have a paragraph. In this paragraph, we need to have the color, and the color they have given us in style guide. So we need to have this color. Okay. And after that, what we do, we need to target the container dot container. Will use a display of flex, so everything will get aligned in row. And we say max width of, let's say, 1140px, and a margin of, let's say, 0 and auto, and flex wrap to web, and JCC justify content center. So we have our content look like that. Okay. Now after that, what we do, we have the box class dot box, which is the common class. We have a background color of white. And after that, we have some padding. So let us have some padding for like creating an internal space of, let's say, 30px. The border radius property will make it curved, the edges, and also a margin of, let's say, 15px to make them separate, and a width so of, let's say, 350px. And again, a display of flex internally to align in a row with the flex direction to column, so that everything will align in a block pattern. So. Okay, Control A, Control Shift P, format selection, everything gets selected. Now after this thing, what we do, we will target the header dot box H with a margin of 0 and a standard font size of, let's say, 22. After that, it's time to target the image. Dot box image, and we use the align self property to flex of and. Now after that, what we do, we will target using the NS child concept. We will target each and every box, and we will allot the border top. So we have dot box NS child. Let's say one, a border of 5p. It's solid with let's say a red color. This we will replicate. Okay, now we have given red colors. So what we will do, we will red cyan, color, orange, oh, okay. And the fourth one is blue. Okay, so this is the colors that they have given. Now after that, what we need to make them in a pattern. See, in a top-down pattern. So what we do, we will take a transform translate property. So we have the dot box in child or transform, translate y-axis to 50%. So see, it comes like that. क्या होगा भाई? 1 minute, 1 minute. Let us make it live again. So that comes to an end of our project. Now I will hand over this session to my boss Navindu, who will take you through the basics of JavaScript. Okay. So 1 minute.
Thank you, Mawsam, for taking such a nice STM, CSS and CSS project class. So let's get started with JavaScript. So in this 4-hour workshop, we're going to do only till JavaScript. So the 12-hour workshop is there only once in a month. So one more thing I want to tell, that if you want to see all of our like when what thing will happen, we update our calendar in one sec. So this twd.codes is there. So let me also share that thing. Let me share my screen now. One sec. Okay. So let me share my screen and see this. If you come to our site, you can always see you go to this YouTube schedule. It will always say like at what day what thing will be there. So it will always say those things. Okay, like this. You hover your mouse over there, and you will see what will happen in this week, like React JS and all those things. You always have something happening. Okay, so that is there. Hope I'm sharing my screen. Okay. One sec. Okay. Okay. So okay, so let's get started with JavaScript. And for JavaScript, also, what we are going to do, we are going to create a folder. It's better to create a folder and do a JS basics. So I will open my VS Code. So VS Code already Mohammed taught you how to open and all those things. Okay. So in VS Code, we are going to start with JavaScript now. So JavaScript is a must for programming. HTML, is JavaScript, and Reacts are a must for programming. Let me drag this JavaScript basics here. And we're going to do JavaScript basics, a bit of DOM, and we're going to create a DOM project, because DOM projects are the way to create anything. So in JavaScript basics, I will have a index.html, and from JavaScript it's the coding part which starts. Okay, so main.js also I'll have, and I'm going to make this index.html, and this is JS basics, and h1 is basic, not the comment. I'll see the comment later on. So then JavaScript is like JavaScript is a programming language. CSS and HTML, which you have seen till now, they are not programming language, but JavaScript is a programming language. And JavaScript tag we generally include at the end. So why at the end? So if a whole site is there, so let that be loaded, and then only after that JavaScript will be done. Okay, so I'll do a script first, script src, and this main.js I have to include. Okay, main.js. See, CSS, you saw that CSS is included here, but JavaScript is included at the end. Okay, so that is there. So now we are going to start with JavaScript, and as I told, I'm not going to watch much of the chat. Okay, so first thing which we are going to learn, and I'm again going to go live. Let me open it with the Chrome. And we're going to see the result in the console of the Chrome. Console of the Chrome, we're going to see the result. Okay, we are not going to touch much of CSS right now, although we are going to create a project in which CSS is also required. So main.js, the first thing which I want to tell you is that the like variables. So variables are there in JavaScript also. So just like any other programming language, right now we'll start with the variables. So variables, as I told, it is there in JavaScript also. So what are variables? So in all programming languages, if you're coming from some other programming languages like let, var, or const, okay. So no, not let, var, and const, like Java or something, you might know that there is something known as variables. Okay, so variables like in C++, Java, if you do, so you have variables like integer, int, you have like, and all those things, int, string, boolean. But JavaScript is a loosely typed language, so it has got only variables. Variables, it had only got variables as var. Var, suppose I will write first name equal to value, okay, like this. And then let is also there, last name, okay. uh var was there, like var was there from the starting of JavaScript, which is from 1995 till 2015 only. It was the only thing to give the variables, but from 2015 there was two things most were introduced. One is let and one is const, okay. So that is there. So we don't have a string or something like this here, okay, it's all. And then we have a const, okay. So, and that's the const is equal to true. So like this, like variables in JavaScript, it is not like int, const, or bool. It can be var, let, or const. Any three of them, it can. You can use var here also, var you can use. But what is this like? And if I want to see what is there, so I'll do a CLG of first name, CLG of last name, and CLG of his step. Okay, these three things I'll do. Save it and see. It will come like this. So it will come like this. So like this is the variables. Now the other thing is that what is the difference between var and let? Okay, what is the difference between var and let? See, the thing is that var is actually a bit of functional scope. It was having some problem. That's why the concept of let was introduced. We want to learn more about it. Like as I've told, like this thing, today's class will be a bit shorter because we cannot cover JavaScript in 1 or 2 hours. It takes around 4 to 5 hours to cover JavaScript. In fact, we have two types of classes of JavaScript on our YouTube channel. One is the JavaScript beginners to advanced, and one is advanced to master. So please refer to them, like they're 4 hour long classes. They're there and you can check them. Okay, one sec, my one sec, I'm one sec. I'm not watching much of the things, but I just opened it and someone asked what is the difference between Java and JavaScript. Java and JavaScript are like the difference between Earth and Mars. So they're totally different things. They're not at all related to each other. Okay, so don't confuse them with them. They're not related. The Java is just a backend language, and JavaScript is something which started like a small language, but right now it runs the world. It runs everything. Like uh, even it runs the spacecrafts and all. So everything which you do right now, it's JavaScript. Like the browser understands only JavaScript. Browser understands JavaScript. Backend understand JavaScript. Everything understand JavaScript only. So everything is there in JavaScript. JavaScript there is in everything. Java is totally different from JavaScript. It used to be Java used to be big, but nowadays it is not at all big. Not at all big. Not at all. So if you learn JavaScript, like there is Java, it is like 0% chances that you'll get a job in today's scenario. It's a dinosaur language. JavaScript, if there is even there, it is there in a resume, you'll get a job. So please don't go think even about Java. Okay. So that is there. So like as I told, like today I will not go in much deep. So the thing is that they were having some problem with your with your var. So let was introduced in 2015. 2015 is a bit new kind of JavaScript was introduced, which is known as ES. Again, the detail we tell in your longer class. Please refer to that. And we have that longer class. I think recently only we have it in a month. We once have a CSS long class, also JavaScript long class. So please refer to that. Okay. So now one more thing. JavaScript is a loosely typed language. That is okay. But then also it has got data types. So let us understand some of the data types. So if I have given this thing, the first name, let me have a comment. Okay. So where I'm seeing the result, this is known as a console. This is known as a browser console. So this is where the developers see the result. So I'm seeing the result in the browser console. So as I've told, the browser only understand JavaScript. So I'm seeing the result in the browser console. Okay, so that is it. Now, as I've told, let me tell you all about data types. So there are data types. Data types. So there are totally 6 different data types in JavaScript. Let us understand that. So const. What is const? Let me just tell about const. Const is a bit different than var and it. Const is something, suppose I have, let me first tell that const, suppose I have num equal to 4, then I cannot do num equal to 5. It will be an error. If I do this, it will give me an error. Okay. So this is something which I cannot do with const, but I can do everything else with const and all. Let and var, this error will not be there. So now I will do a first name equal to away do. And so now, although JavaScript is a loosely typed language, although it's a loosely typed language, but I will tell like there are data types in JavaScript. Let us understand that what are data types in JavaScript. So const age equal to 40, const is developer equal to true, and const is equal to null, and let by. Okay, so these are the things which I have. Now there is an operator. Console.log gives the console. There is the operator known as type of operator. So in this type of operator, JavaScript is not case sensitive. Okay, type of operator. So type of operator, not case sensitive. At some places it is case sensitive. So most of the programming languages are case sensitive. Like const, I cannot write like this. Okay, I cannot write like this. Those are keywords. Type of is a keyword. So but this variable name can be anything, but variable name which you follow in JavaScript is, it is known as camel casing. Like n is capital, it is different than Java, which follows a Pascal case in which the first one is capital. Like in Java, the same thing is written like this. Okay. But this is what camel casing means. So type of first name, and we have a like doubt solving sessions every Wednesday. If you go to a site, you'll find that doubt solving session every Saturday. So you can every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. It's a private Zoom session, but you can also register to that. And if you register to that, what will happen? You can ask not only like your career related questions, you can ask technical questions also, a lot of them. Okay. So now as I'm telling to, okay. So type of, I will see the each is done with the X and Y. So as I've told, type of operator, what it does, it gives the type of the thing. So first thing is the string. First thing is the string. In JavaScript, strings are given by single quotes, double quotes, and there is something known as the back quotes, back tick. So in that we also give a string. Then the second thing is the number. JavaScript doesn't have in C, C++, or Java, we have integer and floating point. But here nothing is there. Like everything, you can give like this also, or I would say show one thing: const rating equal to 5.5. If I do this, const rating equal to 5.5, you'll see this is also giving me as number. So nothing different. There is nothing like integer or floating point or double in JavaScript. Everything is a number. Then this const is developer is true. Developer is developer is true. Like there is a boolean. Boolean data type is there, and then there is something called as null and undefined. So what is this null and what is this undefined? So this null and undefined both means empty values. Null is also empty values, undefined is also empty values. But the difference is there that null is given by the user and undefined. If I leave it blank, then it is undefined. Okay, so null is as I've told, null is given by the user. So I'm a user means the developer will give the null. So in programming, a certain time you require to give a empty value, and if I leave it blank, it is undefined. Okay, if I leave it blank, it is undefined. But why is this type of null is given as an object? Okay, so type of null is given as an object because that's a bug in JavaScript, and some of the bug in JavaScript can never be resolved because JavaScript was created in a hurry. Actually, in 1995, it was created in a hurry, and so there was a lot of bug. But JavaScript became so big because when JavaScript was released in 1995, after that only sites like Yahoo and Google were introduced, and they started using this thing. And so some of the bugs in JavaScript can never be resolved. So this is a bug, but it should have been type of null, should have been null, like type of undefined is undefined. But it's a bug in JavaScript. Okay, and we cannot do anything because all the old websites are using them, like Google, Yahoo, and all those. So that is there. And now the next thing which we are going to see is like so three major things we are going to see now. One is the string, one is the array, and one are objects. They form the basics of JavaScript: string, array, and objects. Okay, strings we have seen, but we'll see going to see again string and array and objects. So strings we've already seen this thing. This is Nabendu. This is a string. So let us again see strings, and here I'll do a const str equal to hello JavaScript. Hello JavaScript. Then so strings have got certain methods. Strings are very popular in JavaScript. As I've told, there is a single quotes, double quotes, or backtick is also there. So strings are very popular in JavaScript or any other programming language. Okay. So string, arrays, objects, they are there in almost all programming language. You take it C, C++, Java, they will be there. So strings just in Java and all everything, strings have got certain methods. So here in JavaScript also string has got certain methods. Like I'll use their inbuilt methods. So CLV like dot length, and so it will give me the length of 16. Then str dot two upper case. So two uppercase and two lowercase. So two uppercase, two lowercase are functions. Like we can also find the substring str dot to substring to substring again. No, str not to substring. It is only a substring. Str dot substring, and it is from 0 to 5 to 5. Okay, so 0 to 5 I'm giving, and it is showing the help. Why 0? Strings and arrays always starts with 0. Not only in JavaScript, in almost all programming languages, it starts with 0, because that is how programming language works. It starts with index 0, not with 1. No programming language starts with index 1. Let us see one more methods here. So str dot includes is there. Okay, includes is there, and then I will do it as Java, and str dot includes COBOL. Okay, so Java and COBOL have done. So Java it is giving true, and 𝐿 it is giving false. So it will see that whether in this string there is a keyword Java, whether in this or else, if it is there, it will give me true. If any keyword is there, it will give me true. If the keyword is not there, it will give me false. Like 𝐿 is not there. So this is the strings. So now the next thing which we are going to do is the array. Okay, let us do the arrays. So arrays are again there in almost all programming language. We have arrays. So arrays. So let us have const lang equal to uh, script comma 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 boolean comma string string. So I have this thing. So this is known as an array. But in JavaScript, and this is there in almost all programming language and Java and all. So arrays are continuous memory blocks, and it is given by square. Continuous memory blocks, you can store continuous data. It is sort of a data structure. But what JavaScript arrays are different from other programming languages is that other programming language are quite strict. They have string array or a number array. In JavaScript, you can combine them like 5 comma 2. Okay, so what is it? I combine. So my array have numbers and boolean also, which is not possible in other programming language. Suppose now I want to see this thing. So CSG lang I'll do and save it. So the language will be shown like this. Okay. Now if I want to access some element of an array, how do I access an element of an array, which is very important. So here this bracket quotes I will do, and suppose I want to access the 𝐿. So I'll not give 3, I'll give 2, because okay, not here, I'll give 2 here, because arrays also like a string start with 0. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So it will print 𝐿. Okay. Now as strings have certain methods, arrays also have a lot of methods. In fact, arrays are more methods than string. Arrays are a very important data type. So let us understand some of the methods here. So first, the methods which you are going to see in arrays. See what happens. We don't like insert or delete something like randomly. Okay, we insert or like add something to the back of the array, or remove something from the back of the array. Similarly, we add something to the start of the array, or remove something from the start of the array. So let us do that, and that we do through some like functions, inbuilt function. Suppose I want to remove this true thing, because it doesn't seem cool like have a string and then have a object, have a number and a boolean. It doesn't seem cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, so there is a method called lang.pop. Lang.pop I'll do, and then I'll do 2 times. Okay, pop removes elements from the end of the array. So after this I will do a p and lang. Okay, let me do that, save it and see. It's like what I did. I removed the last 2 things, 5 and 2, and removed it. So this is pop. So like pop, there is push and unshift. So push pushes to the end of the array, unshift push to the start of the array. So let us do that thing. Okay. So lang dot push, lang dot push, and language called skull I'll do, and lang dot unshift and HWI shift. Okay, shift I'll do, and changing it. Now what will happen? Pascal is put at the end and shift is put at the start. Pascal is put at the end and shift is put at the start. Similar to this, like pop, we have something known as shift also, with remove something from the start of the array. So let us understand that thing. Lang dot shift. Lang dot shift. It doesn't take anything because I'm just removing something. So I'll do, save it and see. It's been like shift has been removed from the starting. So these are some of the array method. So array, these are the array method to push and like push an element and all those things. Okay. So similar to this, we have some array methods to like the string methods. We have some array methods also like this. We have this array method. Okay, so we have this array method also. Let us see this array method. Like instead of string, I'll have a lang dot includes Java and lang dot includes COBOL. Like this we have. So COBOL is also there, so it is giving me true. So like this, it is also there. So this is one of the other thing. So now after arrays, what we have is we have something called as objects also. Okay, something called objects, and the objects are not like class objects. Classes objects we have in JavaScript also, because JavaScript have in 2015 it has started having classes also, but that is not a very good feature in JavaScript. Okay, so objects we are going to learn now. Objects are a key value pair, and arrays and objects are also known as non-primitive data type in JavaScript. Okay, so we'll see as objects. Objects like const person equal to. So object is what? Object is a key value pair. So like I have a first. Let me have a first name is Bindu. Like this, I have last name is Sans, age is T, is dev is true. So I have like this thing. And now if I do a CLG of person like this and save it, see, I'll get this object. If you can see, it's a key value pair. So in objects, what happen? Object is a collection of key value pair. The key is always a string, but it is not required to have it like this. String, but it is not required. The value can be anything. Value can be string, number, a boolean. In fact, the value can be another anything, means it can be an array also, and it can be an object also. Okay, so boolean teaching thing. Okay, so like this, and as I've told, it can be an object also. So I'll have a address. Address is like another object. See, this key is a string, but value can be another array or another object also. So HNO time city is Bhutan, and state is like this. It is there. Okay. Now, now it is showing all these things also. So now, if I want to see this, like now how to access this array, just like we access the array with having this thing. Now let us first understand how to access this array. Access are generally accessed 99% of time accessed by something known as a dot notation, like for a person dot first do, and I'm able to access it. So there is one more way to access it, and that is not like the bracket notation. In that, what happens? Suppose I will remove this thing, and I have a this again a array kind of thing, and I can have a string here and do a last name like this, and I can see this was so. But what's the benefit of having it like this? Okay, the benefit is that suppose as I've told, the key is an array. Suppose someone wants it to be like this, having a space here, between a space here. So now if I give it like this here, there will be no array, but no error. But here it will be an error. Here it will be an error. Okay. So that is a very big use case. We can only have it like this way. So that is there. And now quickly see how we will access the teaching and how we will access the Bhopal. Okay, let us see that. CFG and person dot hobbies dot not dot. So this one person dot hobbies will give me an this array. Person dot hobbies will give me this array. Now I want to access the second one. So second one, how I'm going to access it? This is one. So second one, I'm going to access it like this. The teaching is coming. So similarly, I want to access the Bhopal. So how do I do that? So I will do CLD person dot address dot city will be global distance. Okay, so that is there. Now, just before moving forward, so next we are going to uh, know about loops and all those things. Okay, so that is static or dynamic. Don't know about much about Java, and also cannot answer that question whether it is arrays, static or dynamic. Okay, it is not that powerful as Java, so it is like static only. So you cannot like increase it on the go. So those things are not possible in JavaScript and all. Okay, so those things are not possible. So I think those are possible in Java because I have not touched Java in a long time, like more than 15 years. I've not touched Java. Even before that, because we were been taught C++ in colleges and all. So that is there. Okay. So see, one thing is that I cannot clear everything in this class. Okay. So nested loops and all are very complicated. Half of the people are not even understanding what is there. Okay. So if you want more, you have to attend on a larger class. In that we can do it because we don't have time here. So we cannot do everything. But we're going to definitely do loops right now because the next thing which we are going to do is a loops only. Okay. So because we have to cover a project also, if we try to do everything like here, it will not be possible. JavaScript have got, as I told, more than 8 hours of classes we have in JavaScript beginners to advanced and JavaScript advanced to master. You can always ask those question in that, or if you and we do paid courses also. In paid courses, like every your every answer every question will be answered. Okay, so because we cannot do everything on YouTube, like YouTube we are like broadcasting only, and we cannot help everyone with every questions and all those things. So sorry, everything cannot be done, okay, on YouTube especially. So that is there. And for loop, so we're now going to understand about like for loops. So for loops, very important kind of for loop is the traditional for loop. Okay, traditional for loop is there from the beginning of time when COBOL was introduced in 1960, when the beginning of computer science started. So it was there from that time. So let us understand a for loop from like from that time, because it is same in almost every program level. So why are loops actually required? So loops are actually required. Suppose I have something like this and I want to print loop number 1, and suppose I want to do like this 2 3 4 5, like this I want to do. So it is okay, 5 times I've done like this. But suppose I want to do the same thing 100 times, or the same thing I want to do 1000 times. So okay, so that is not possible to do like this. We cannot do it. That is a waste of resources and everything. So in those cases, loops are required. Loops are required if you want to perform the same task. And programming without loops is not possible. Okay, so let us understand the most common loop on the planet is the for loop, which is there from the starting of time. So for it is also known as traditional for loop, and almost same in all programming language. Almost no, it is 100% same. So instead of let in Java, it will be int. C++, it will be int because their int is there. Only that is different. Let I equal to 0, I is less than equal to 10, and I plus plus. And then CLG, okay, loop number. If I want to show some variable, then I have to do plus, and I have to do. If I show it, then I'll tell, okay, loop number plus, it is showing like this. But how this is working, like this seems like something weird and all, but how it is working? So it is working like this I equal to 0 is there. Okay, so first this part is known as initialization, this is known as a condition, and this is known as the increment. These three parts are required in a for loop. So it starts in a work in a different way in a for loop. For loop, when the control comes, it comes here, it will declare a variable let I equal to 0. Then it will check whether I is less than equal to 10, whether 0 is equal to less than equal to 10, which is true. So it will go down, and it will print the loop number 0. Then when it comes up from the right hand side. It doesn't comes up again from the left hand side. It comes up from the right hand side. I plus plus it will do. I plus plus is a shortcut of I equal to I plus 1. I have to I plus 1 it will do, which will become 1. So 1 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is true. So it will come down. I plus plus, then this, and then it will come down. 1 it will print. And similarly, next time on it will go from the right hand side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is true. So like that it will print. 10 is less than equal to 10. Then it will, what it will do, it will make it I equal to 11. 11 is less than equal to 10. No, it is not true. So it will break the loop. This is how a traditional for loop works. Okay, so traditional for loop works like this. So beside the traditional for loop, we have some other loops also. So let us understand that. Let us understand those loops. So one more loop which we have is a while loop. Okay, while loop, which is like again a common loop, but we don't use the while loop a lot. That is for a reason. So while loop is even easier than a for loop. In while loop, what happens? I have all these three things like the initial value, conditional, this conditional increment at different places. So here I will have a let I equal to 0 while I is less than equal to 10, and then I have this thing, and then I will have this I plus plus. So if you see this thing, it seems to be much more easier, and I don't have to teach those crazy stuff which I have just told. Okay, like it will come from the left, then it will go from the right. All those things I don't have to teach you, because programming language works from top to down. So I equal to 0, 0 is less than equal to 10. It will print 0, then I plus plus, I equal to I plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it will do these things, and it will like this. Okay, but while loop nobody uses, although you can use if you want, but no coder will touch the while loop for a reason, because this is a simple program which have only one line of code. But in real programs, what happens, it has got a multiple lines of code, at least 10, 15. So in for loop, what happens, this I plus plus is a part of the loop, is a part of the loop, but generally it is not a part of the loop. Okay, in while it is not a part of the loop. So what happens in while, a lot of times happen that people forget to do this I plus plus. In the longer run, they forget to do this thing. And if you forget to do these things, what will happen? It will go to an infinite loop. Why it will go to the infinite loop? It will come here and do a I equal to 0, 0 is less than equal to 10. Loop number 0, not incrementing it. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 will keep on printing till the browser memory is exhausted. So I'll do this. And the browser will hang in sometime. So I have to close it and I have to do it. And then also it is not going. So it is like hanging it. So it is like my browser has gone. Okay, so see, it is also not closing. So this is the problem with your while loop, that it can, like, you can create an infinite loop. So that is the problem with a while loop. So that's why we don't use it. So now there is one more loop, which is, if I'm told that this much, let me do that also. It's on a do while loop. So in do while loop, what is the difference in a do while loop and a while loop? What is the difference in a do while loop and a while loop? So let us understand that. So in do while loop, what happens? This thing while will go here and do will go here. So in do while it will be like this, and save it. I just closed it because it was hanging my browser. So so okay, and which we have a lot of things like in our channel, like which have like we think to teach CSS through front-end mentor. There is a site known as front-end mentor. We always love to teach with that. And sorry, we cannot like do everything like which you all say. See, I have done 16 years in the industry, so I understand when somebody asks something like this, they are facing problem in their project. Okay, so that thing we cannot do because we don't have time. YouTube is only a part of the thing which we do. We run a lot of classes, so we don't have time that much. Me and each of my teachers are very very busy. We are a 5-person team. All of us are very busy. YouTube is just a part of it, and sorry we cannot help with like all the things. But although we teach responsiveness and everything very good, because we teach it through front end mentor side, but sorry we cannot help you in your personal project. So that is something even we cannot help our paid student to like always to do, like if you bring a project from a company, so we cannot help with that. Okay, so that is there, but responsiveness and all those things we have already have things. Okay, so what if while loop is false? Means while loop is false, that only now we while loop is false, that only we, if a loop is not false, then how will we got out of there? While loop was false, that's why we only got out of there, no? So so if something is false, then only we are able to get out of there. When this I become 11, then when it will be false. If it doesn't become false, then we will never be able to get out of there. Then we will go into something known as a infinite loop. So a loop have to eventually become false, or else it is of no use if it doesn't become false. Okay, it will like it is, what is the purpose of it? Because why loop, all the loops runs like a lot of time. This also become false eventually, this also become false eventually, and this will also become false eventually. So now I am teaching this thing, and see, in do while also I'm getting this all these things, but do while, why, if there is a while loop, so why do we use this do while? So we use this do while for a reason. The reason is that do while is something which runs even if the condition is wrong only one time. Suppose I make something like I equal to 11, I plus equal to 11, I plus equal to 11, I put it in. So it is again a shortcut, means I equal to I plus 11, I equal to I plus 11. So if I save it, see what will happen. Loop number 0 is printed. If I do the same thing in while loop, even the loop number 0 will not be printed. So what happens? I equal to 0, I equal to 0, 0 came here, I plus equal to 11. I plus equal to 11 means I equal to I plus 11. So I became 11. 11 is less than equal to 10. No, it is false. This condition has become the false in the first iteration only. So it exited the loop. It exited the loop and it was not able to show that thing. Okay, it was not able to further go. Okay, it was not able to further go, but it was able to show at least it once. So that's why we use this do while loop. Okay, so that is there, and now the next thing which we are going to learn, as I told, we have to do it in a faster manner. So let us understand this if statements. Okay, so let us understand this if statements, and if statements we'll understand. Okay, if statements and if else statement. So like loop, these things are known as conditionals. So these things are known as conditionals, like if statement and all these things are known as conditional. Loop execute not one time, at least more than one time it generally execute. So for that we have this loop. But suppose we have some statement which we only want to execute only once, then we have this if statement. Okay, so first we'll see if statement. But for if statement, we are also going to see the if else statement. If else statement also we are going to see. Okay, if else if statement, if else statement, and if else if statement we are going to see. But here we are going to learn two techniques. We are going to learn two techniques. Suppose I have a const x equal to 10, x equal to 10, which is a string 10. I have given written x equal to string 10. This is very important. String 10 is totally different than number 10. So now what I will have, if x double equal to 10, if x double equal to 10, then g x is 10. So what will happen? Like Okay, so all the concept which I'm telling right now are then in all other programming language, also Java and all these things. These conditionals are there. Also, this is known as a checking of the condition, and this is known as generally as known as assignment operator. This is known as conditional operator. We can have something like greater than, less than. These are also there. So equal to is not there. So what it will do, it will check the x is equal to 10. So it will, like when this statement will run, it will basically it will take it here and check. So what will happen in almost all programming language? Also, the if statement is like this. This is a false thing. This will not execute. So okay, a if statement only execute if the condition is true. So in almost all programming language, it will not execute because string 10 is never equal to a number 10. But in JavaScript, it will execute and it will execute true. Why? First thing, this is how a if statement works. If the statement is true, then it will run whatever is inside it. If the statement is false, it will not. But the next question is why a string 10 is equal to number 10, because that is the way JavaScript was created. JavaScript was actually created by a single person, and he created whatever he thought is right. So what he thought, like if a string 10 is getting compared to a number 10, the compiler tries to change it, and when the compiler tries to change it, it change it to a number 10 and it will be done. So this is a very big bug in JavaScript, and it was quickly resolved. And when JavaScript was standardized, after JavaScript became the huge, like internet become huge, and JavaScript because of that become the biggest thing on the planet. So that's why, because when 1995 internet was introduced, internet become huge suddenly. Nobody thought that the internet would become so huge. So now what is there now? If I like do this thing, so to solve this thing, okay, I'm doing this thing. Okay. So we have a, now we'll understand one more thing which is known as a if else statement. And here what I'm going to do here, const y equal to string 20, again string 20, and then if y triple equal to, not double equal to, it is triple equal to. Triple equal to is a strict comparison. Okay, so if I compare a string with a number, it will not even compare. So CLG y is 20 and else CLG y is string 20, save it. And why is string 20 isn't printed? Why is string 20 isn't printed? Because see, this is strict comparison what happened, and this triple equality is only exclusive in JavaScript. It is only there in JavaScript, not in Java or something else. So string 20 is compared with the number 20. So it is not true. So it will not even check it, and it will go to the else part. Okay, the else part is something which get executed only when the if is not true. So else part will get executed. Consider log y string 20 is been executed. This is if else statement. So like if statement, if else statement, we have very popular statement also, which is known as if else if statement. So we'll see that also today. So let's see that if else, if else statement. So here what will happen, I have a if, even before the if I have a const z equal to 59, and if z is greater than 100, z is greater than 100, else else if z is greater than 80, 80, z is z is greater than 80, 60, is 60, this is 40, 40, and else Z is lesser than 40. So in this case, if I run it, it will show Z is greater than 40. And how it runs? It runs like this. Whatever the statement is true, it will show that. So first is 59 is greater than 100. No, it is not true. Go to the next. 59 is greater than 90. No, it is not true. 59 is greater than 60. No, it is not true. 59 is greater than 40. Yes, it is true. So it will execute this and exit out of the if else if statement. So it works like this. The first true statement, it will execute and it will get out of it. So if it finds no true statement, like if I do a 39, find no true statement, it will like that is greater than 40, else part will be executed. So let us do that. And it will be like this. Okay. So this is if else if statement. Let us see like one more thing with the if else statement, which is like a very important thing, which is like a or and and operators. This thing const x equal to the const y equal to the, these two things we have. Now what is there if x equal to 20 or y equal to 40? So CLG, any one of the statement is true. Any one of the statement is true. So what is this or means? Or means this double pipeline. You cannot have a space between them. Or means a double pipeline. So what does or means? Or means if like any one of the statement is true, it will run. So here the first statement is true, so it ran. Okay, because this is not true. So or means any one of the statement, and you can pipe it like million of times. But the thing is that only one of them should be true for this if statement to. So this is known as a or. Similar to that, we have and also. So and so here, right, both of the statement are true. Both of the statement are true. So see, nothing is been printing here because one of them is false, and it is opposite of or. Here what happens? Here what happens? Like 100% of it should be true. Like 100%, like all of them. If 99 is true, one is false, then it will not go inside. So here both of the statements should be like this. If I make it a 30 and save it, so both of the statements are true is there. So that is the or operator and an or operator. No. So Boolean operators means what? Yeah, if you want directly Boolean operators are not used, and while you use while loop use if statement. Inside while loop you can have hundreds of statements. It doesn't. Yeah, it was just an example. Like inside while loop you can have a if statement. Inside if statement you can have a while loop, and all those things you can have all those things. It doesn't matter. Okay. So all those things you'll see all those cases when you do programming. All those cases you will see. Okay. So that is there. So now the next thing which we are going to see is like uh, functions. We are going to see about function. Then we are going to do a project. Maybe we'll end by 6:30. So now we are going to learn about a functions. Actually, JavaScript is mainly a functional oriented language. It is not a class based language. It started with functional oriented language. So, what are functional oriented language and what are object oriented language? Oops, like C and Java are object oriented language. So, what is the difference? See, you cannot just like program like 100 lines of code, 200 lines of code. You cannot write program like that. In all programming language, what happens? The bigger programs are converted managed. They are like converted into managed piece. Like in your functional programming, they are converted into functions, small functions. In object-oriented programming, they're converted into something known as classes, which is a much difficult concept. Java is 10 times more difficult than JavaScript. C++ is also difficult because the classes of concept is very difficult. But the function concept is very easy. Just a simple uh, group of statements are known as functions. Okay, so now we are going to learn as functions because functions are a very important thing in JavaScript, as I told. So here, what will happen? So functions are very important. So in JavaScript only, there are 4 ways to define functions. 4 ways to define functions because JavaScript is a functional-oriented language, and it is also been said that functions are first-class citizens in JavaScript. So like we'll see four methods. So method number 1 is like function declaration, the most common method which is there from the beginning of JavaScript. In that, what happens, we have a function keyword to create function. Function keyword is there. In other programming language also functions are there. Functions are there in Java also, functions are there in C++ also. But we don't have this function keyword. Only here we have the function keyword. Function keyword, like I have a function of add nums. Add nums I have, and then num1 comma num2 I'll have, and here I'll have a CLG num1 plus num2, and I have to move a bit faster because I don't have much time. Add nums. Okay, so almost all programming language function are declared, then they are called. So add nums, like suppose this is a calculator program. I'm creating a calculator program. So what happens when 30 plus 20 I press is a plus. So this I can call it. And function callings can be done anytime, any number of times, like 30 for 30, 20, like this. You can do any number of times. So that is the classical use case of functions. Okay, and as I told, functions are bigger programs are always divided into small functions. The same group of functions, same group of things are put together in a same function, like some common functionalities. Okay. So this is like the number 1 way in JavaScript called function declaration. Here, these things which I'm passing, they're known as parameter. When I'm calling the function, this 30 is going here, this 20 is going there, and then I'm just a console logging thing. So this is the number 1 way, which is known as a function declaration. So there is a second way, which is known as a function expression. That's function expression. But before moving there, I want to show something more. Function expressions. So function expression, and it will be, let me change it, multi nums, and it will be into. So multi nums is into. I'll save it. 600 is coming. But I want to, even if you're going to function, this is not function expression. Even if you're going to function expression, I want to tell one more thing. In almost again all programming languages, most a lot of times what happens in from functions, we can also return something. So in a normal function, what happens? See here in this function, the control come here and then it goes here. So when you return it again, it will come to line number 141. Then it will go here. Then I will execute something inside the function. Then it is returning it. It is returning it means it again come back here. So now if I run it, see, nothing will come, because when it return it, there should be something to catch it. And how do I catch it? I catch it with something like a variable like const multi equal to this, and then what I'm going to do, clg of multi, and save it, and like this 600 is coming. Okay, so like this we can do, but we can do a shortcut of it. Instead of this, I will remove it and put it here and cut it, and now if I save it, see this 600 is coming fine. Okay, so this is how it is coming. So how the return works, but still it is on the function expression. So in function expression, what happens, it is also there from the starting of JavaScript. Here this function keyword is not here. Here we have a const here, and this is a method which is available only in JavaScript. A variable I will create, which I will make equal to the function. This is another function expression, a very common thing in JavaScript. Okay, so this is there. Now there is like this is the second way. Now there are 2 more methods. Let us understand 2 more methods. These 2 methods are old methods. Now there are some new methods also. Method number 3 is known as arrow function. Actually, JavaScript has gone through a major upgradation in the year 2015, and that upgradation is known as ES6, ECMAScript 6. So that ECMAScript 6 adds some very cool features in JavaScript, because JavaScript was growing at an even faster rate after 2010 when Facebook came. When Facebook came, slowly everything started moving towards a web app. Nowadays, almost everything which you use is a web app. Nobody uses desktop app much. Only this like VS Code and some of the things are there which are desktop app. Everybody uses web apps only. So this multi-nums is, that's why the most number of jobs in JavaScript. If you use a brain, the most number of jobs in JavaScript because of that reason only. Okay, so because everything is a web apps. So this arrow function, I'm doing this mod nums. So this mod nums again I'll do, and this will be a modulus. But again, this is not an arrow function. I'm just seeing that whether it is work or not. It is showing the modulus gives me the remainder. So an arrow function, which is the modern method, what happens in 2020? This function keyword was removed and this equal to and greater than was added. Okay, so this is also known as fat arrow function. It should not have a space. It should be like this. So this was added, and this was added because there was some issue in JavaScript, like with the this keyword. Again, it is beyond today's class. This keyword issue was there. Okay. Then it was added. So this is the number 3. Now there is like a method number 4. Actually, this is related to arrow function only. The method number 4, and that way is known as condensed arrow function, and that is like div nums div nums, and here I'll have a divide here. So in this way, that way, what happens in condensed arrow function, if you have only one statement inside a arrow function, we can remove this curly bracket and later. Condensed arrow functions are actually very much used in JavaScript nowadays. Okay, so div nums, it will again give me like this, and it can condense even further. Suppose I have only one thing and I divide like 5, and I have this only this num. Okay, this num one is divided by 5, so it is showing me like this. But what is the thing is that even I can remove this thing, this brackets also I can remove. Now this is also an arrow function. If you're coming from some other programming language, you'll not even understand then this is a function, but this is actually a function. Okay, so that is there. Now the thing is that, okay, so okay, so now we will, it's better that we create a project now. So because we don't have much time, and projects are done with something known as a DOM programming. So at least in the browser, the thing through which projects is done, it is known as DOM programming. In JavaScript can be used in very different scenarios. One is like if you want to create some project, you do DOM programming. Then if you want to create some backend, you do Node.js programming. But everything is JavaScript. Whatever we have learned a bit right now, that is known as the basics of JavaScript. But the every programming is a bit different. Like this DOM program is different than this backend programming. So we'll like see those things. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a small converter app. So again, if you're going to create a small converter app, it's better to create it in a new file. So I will create a new folder called converter, converter, like this, and then again, yes, is opening the old one only. Find new window. So now this converter, I'll do it here. And now here in this converter, I'll have a index.html, style.css, and name.js. Main.sc, it is main.js. So we're doing everything in the console, but that is not the way to do it. That we're doing because I was teaching what is there in JavaScript. So, but if you want to do a real project like converter app, you should have everything like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so we'll have everything. So here I will have a link first and link the CSS. Then I will come here and do a script src main.js. So one more thing which we are going to do here. I am not going to write much of CSS. So there is something known as Bootstrap also. So Bootstrap is used, but like used at a lot of places, like a lot of enterprises and all use the Bootstrap. But sometimes startup doesn't like Bootstrap because it is always the same. But you can learn Bootstrap also, and we do have Bootstrap classes also on our channel. But we sometime at PWD we like focus on more on Flexbox and Grid, so which is a very basis of CSS. But we have Bootstrap also because people like sometimes want it. Bootstrap is not even CSS. Like you give some hard coded classes, and it will do very good style. And Bootstrap is taken like this. I have taken Bootstrap 4, and which link I have got from the internet, and just I have to give it, and then you'll see like how easy it is. Like if I create this project also, it will become very easy. Let us create the basic of the project, then only we will implement the JavaScript. So this is a, as I told, this is a converter app. So I will have a div dot container, and inside this I'll have a h1 dot display o dot center. You'll see what will happen now. Text center and mv3. So I'll put a converter. I'll save it. Now if I go live here, see, this converter is exactly at the center. How did it happen? Because I've given this container, display for text and all this. So this is like Bootstrap is some. This is happening because of Bootstrap. In that you don't even have to give the CSS. Okay. So if you want to learn again, I'm telling you attend our Bootstrap classes. So let us add some more here. So here, what I'm going to have is button. So I will explain it. So suppose, because we are going to concentrate more on the JavaScript part. So suppose after inside this div only, I will have a form. I'll have a form, and inside this form, I will have like again these are all Bootstrap classes of weight, and inside that I have a form group. Again, Bootstrap input is there. Type number class, again this Bootstrap classes give very good styling, and placeholder is there. Input of type number is there. Okay, and then after this form I have this again thing, and which is showing this form thing. Actually I'm creating a converter app where I will convert the kgs into pound or something like that. So if I save it, see, it's looking very stylish. Okay, one more thing before I go is that let me, okay, so what I'm giving right now, let me show it. I'm giving mm, attendance to. So I'm giving the attendance to. So please do fill the attendance to. I'm giving the attendance to. So attendance to is given. So please do fill it. So because we are going to end it then and in the next 15-20 minutes. So as I've told, so this is the final projects which you are doing. So this all is showing me this is there. ID number is there, and pound have a empty div of LBS pound. This is very important. And here we are going to convert it. Here we are going to show it. And this is something which we are doing is known as DOM programming. So in this main.js, I'll go, and here I will have like the first thing is that I have to select this input kgs input. So how do I select it? Select in the sense means I'm a user. I will come here and type something. So the program needs to know what the user have typed. So how the program can know what the user have typed? With something known as a DOM programming. We do like JavaScript programming for the browser like this. This is how applications are created. But nowadays a language known as React is there, which is React or Angular will be used. Pure JavaScript programming, nobody does this. But you should know the pure JavaScript programming also before moving to React. Okay. So document dot get element by id. Again, this is a DOM programming. To get element by id means mm, this kgs input is there. This kgs input is there, which is the id. This kgs input is there. So I'm getting this with the id. Okay. So Please don't send this. Okay, so this kgs input is the id which we are getting. So this kgs input is there. So what I'm doing is with get element by id document.get element by id, it is inbuilt in the browser. Get element by id, this is not a javascript code, it is a dom code. Get element by id kgs input I'm getting, and then I'll do dot add event listener. So it means this event listener is something which will keep on running in the background, and it will check if some event is fired, because an event listener when it will fire. Okay, but event listener there, but event listener takes two parameters when it will fire. So I will have this thing like input. So what will happen? First part it says that okay, so select this thing and add a event listener to it, which have this input thing. Input is something which will fire. Input is something which will fire the moment someone types something here. So input will fire. Then we'll have a E. E is something which again we do teach DOM programming also before reaching to this project. So please see our larger JavaScript workshop and see that thing. Okay, we take a 4-day workshop of JavaScript also on our channel, so you will see that. So I have done this E. Then I have a let kgs equal to E dot target dot value. E dot target dot value. E dot target dot value. So what is this E dot target dot value? E dot target dot value means whatever the user types is. Suppose I type 22 here, so it will come here. Then what I'm going to do, document dot get element by id. This time I will get this thing, this and this output, which is the empty div, and this output I'm going to get. And then I will have a dot inner text equal to, so the 2.205, so the 2.205 is the thing like the formula. So kg to pound. So if I save it, now if I go here and do a 34, it has been changed. So like this, it has been changed. Okay. So this is how this programming works. And beside this, okay, so let us quickly also do one more thing here. So let us do that thing, because we can do as many as we want, we want. So let us do for the measurement also. Measurement will have after this div. So again we have taken, where is the, let's see if I forgot something. There will be form. Okay, so this form is there, form is also ending here. So again we have a form, and again we have a again a div, again a form, again a div. So this form is there, it's not showing. But that is not happening. Okay, so we have this thing, and here what is happening, like again we have taken another form, and this form we have this measurement, and the same thing we are going to do. Okay, again the same thing we are going to do. Again we have this number and all. So now how to do that? Okay, so we have another measurement. Here we will change this feet to centimeter. So we will select it all, and then get element by id. This time I will select the feet input. Everything will be same. Like feet now here, instead of kgs, I will have the feet target dot value, and then I will choose the CMS output. CMS output I will have, and then here it will be feet to 30.48. Save it. Now what will happen, I can give any feet and it will be changed to centimeter also. So this is how we do this kind of a project, down project. This is just a basic project, and we have done JavaScript also in a quite fast way. And so as I've told, there are a lot more things also there. So hope you have all filled the first attendance. And as I've told, we'll end soon here. So what is the procedure to get the certificate? The procedure to get the certificate is that you have to fill both the attendance form, and we'll take it from there, and we'll send you on the email. We'll send you that on the email. So that is the procedure. I think we have told that earlier also. The procedure is to fill both of the attendance form. We will send you, we'll see the attendance form. So attendance form is sent through Google, which is the number one company on the planet. And so we get all the data which you give on the thing, unless you give the wrong data. Okay. So sometime if you don't give the right email, you will not get a certificate definitely. So, and we have asked you to do some things. You have to do those things also, because we are going to check those things also, whether you have subscribed to the channel, whether you have followed us on Instagram. Those are some things which are very much required. And once you do that, you get the certificate. By Sunday evening you get the certificate. So that is something which you'll get. And hope you now right know the procedure. It was sent. And don't say that you cannot find the attendance was just shared. So I'm going to close this now. So please fill the attendance form if you have not filled. Okay, let me see that if people have filled the attendance form. So people have not even filled the attendance form. So how do you you want us to give you the certificate? So you people have not even filled the attendance form. So nobody is going to get the certificate. Only I can see only one people have filled the attendance form. So if you have not filled the attendance form, you will not get. Okay. Dedicated interview session JS. Dedicated interview sessions I can take for JavaScript. So I have taken the interview sessions for JavaScript earlier. So I think that is also on the channel. So generally people don't know that much JavaScript, and so that is there. So I can take the interview process for JavaScript also. These things can be done. And hope please fill attendance form soon, because so let me also write. Okay, please fill the attendance form ASAP. Okay, because I am going to end this thing. Okay, please fill attendance form ASAP, because I'm going to end this thing now. Please fill it. And we have like daily classes. Please do subscribe to our channel, because that is a mandatory to get the certificate. And we have daily classes. Even on tomorrow we have some classes. It is not live, but it is there. Tomorrow also we have classes. Then on Monday to Friday we will have classes. Okay, so this time, like, what class we have, Mm, I have to see that thing. You can always see that on our channel. Like, I think this time we have React or something is there. Okay, so let me see that thing, and then I will tell. So with this I will end today's stream.